Hey guys, what's going on? It's King Clutch here, and today guys, we're back in the NBA 2K20. I hope you guys are all having a great day. Today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you guys how to build Zion Williamson here in NBA 2K20, guys. Honestly, this is one of the builds in this game that it's an overpowered build, and there's multiple ways you can make this. And everyone wants to, have a player that's like Zion because, him and Ja could be the face of the NBA in 7 years, along with Giannis and like Devin Booker and all those guys. I feel like overall this build is extremely good, guys, but we're going to make this build a power forward. You could make it a small forward, but I'm going to make it a power forward. Now, there's a few ways of these skill breakdowns you can pick. I'm going to quickly just talk about them. So you could go either pure finishing, which is a good pie chart. You could definitely go pure finishing. If you want to get the slashing 4, which is the legitimate build name that Zion is, go with the pure finishing pie chart. But the other option you could do is go finishing and defensive. Now, to me, there's a difference of, it looks like, 4 driving dunk. And driving dunk is probably the biggest thing that you are concerned about with this build. And there's a little bit difference in your ball handle, in your pass accuracy. Your ball handle is a little bit better on the pure slasher, but your defensive stats are better with half of the defensive pie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the slashing and the defensive pie, but I guess if you wanted to get the slashing 4 as what Zion's actual build name is, you would want to go with the slashing pie chart. But for me, to create a better overall build, I am going to go with this finishing and this defensive pie chart. I feel like there's a few you can pick from. You could either go, speed and vertical, which I feel like would be a good option, or you could go balanced. I'm going to go straight balanced. To me, that makes much more sense than going for speed and vertical. Your vertical is down by 6, but your strength is up by 18. Your speed only dips by 2. And your excel only dips by 2. So I feel like going balance for this build, you want strength for this build. You want to get as much strength as you possibly can. So we are going to go with the balanced pie chart. Now for the attributes, it's a no-brainer. We're going to max out our driving dunk. I'm going to max out my driving layup, my close shot, my standing dunk. You could do your post hook if you wanted, but what I'm going to do is take this down and then lower my close shot up to an 86. So that way we're going to get 19 finishing badges. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to max out these playmaking stats because we want to have playmaking stats. Especially on a playmaking build or a slashing build, you're going to want to be able to dribble the ball and get past people. Defensive stats, I want to max out my perimeter D, my lateral quickness. I'm not going to touch my steal, but we're going to touch defensive rebound, offensive rebound. You can touch block as well. And then we got these 35 points left. Now, what you could do with these is you could throw these on your post hook if you want to get more finishing badges. But what I'm going to do is just leave that at 19. To me, the difference of 3 finishing badges doesn't really matter. It gets to the point where you have so many finishing badges and you're just throwing random ones on that would help with takeover boosts and things like that. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to throw this on interior D, and I want to see if I can split these between steal and that and get the most badges possible. Defensively, but this way I want to just create a better overall player. So we're gonna have 19 finishing, and I know I didn't touch shooting. I've seen some people, you can touch shooting in this build, but for me, I understand Zion can shoot, but if you want to get more closer to him as he appears to be, I would say go with this. And it's almost impossible to get a build with extremely good slashing, shooting, and defensive stats. There's not really a way you can do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go with this. We're going to get 19 finishing, 1 shooting, 12 playmaking, and 21 defensive badges, guys. Then I'm going to make this built. You could make this Burley. That would be another option. Zion, I would say, would be one of the two. Either one would work. I would say almost Burley more than built, but really either way, you can see that there is some muscle tone there. Now, for his height, guys, Zion is listed as 6'6". We can't make this build 6'6" at a power forward, so what I'm going to do is make this 6'7". This will take my driving dunk up to a 92, my speed up to an 80, my vertical up to an 84. Now, I know it takes a little bit hit on my strength, but it helps with my steal, my lateral quickness, my ball handle, my pass accuracy, guys. So we're going to make this build 6'7". Now, for the weight, I feel like it's apparent. Zion is 285 pounds at 6'6". So what I'm going to do is I'm going to max this. It's going to be 255. That just shows you how much of a monster that guy is. He is 30 pounds over, not even 5 or 10. He is 30 pounds over the max you can do for a build that is an inch taller than he actually is. So if this build were to be even 6'6", your highest weight would be even smaller. But this will help our interior D. It lowers our lateral quickness, but it maxes our strength up to a 95 on a 6'7" build. So we're going to max out our weight, guys. And now for our wingspan, Zion's wingspan is 82 inches. Now there's a few things you could do with this. You could max your wingspan. You could minimize your wingspan, really, if you wanted to. You could do whatever you'd like. Now Zion's wingspan is 82 inches even. I'm going to make this 81.9. That's as close as we can possibly get. And that'll also give us a 71 ball handle. So we'll be able to get a few more dribble animations, having it be high enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it at an 81.9. But if you'd like, you could leave it in the middle or you could max it. It's really personal preference. I'm going to leave it at 81.9, which it looks like that is 2 below the medium spot. So we're going to leave it there, guys. For our takeover options, we're going to get 4 choices. We're going to get rim protector, glass cleaner, slashing, and playmaking. Now, I feel like for a Zion build, it's kind of apparent, but I feel like you could make a case for every single one of these. I'm going to go slashing takeover, but you could easily go playmaking take. You could go glass cleaning take or rim protector take. All of these would work great for this build. Either way, they're all good choices. It really depends how you want to play. I feel like the best takeover, playmaking or slashing, but these glass cleaning and rim protecting takeovers would be great for this build too. Like, you'd be a monster. You know, you're 6'7", but your strength is high enough and you're quicker than other centers, so you really should be able to body them. I'm going to go slashing takeover because when you think of Zion, you think of all the amazing dunks he did, so I'm going to go slashing takeover for this build, guys. We are going to get a paint beast similar to Zion Williamson, Dennis Rodman, and Julius Randle. Now, I know there's been multiple times. One time I've gotten, like, when I made this build, you can, depending on what you do with the attributes, you can either get like a slashing 4, a glass cleaning slasher. It's very, very specific on what you do with this, but I know Zion isn't a paint beast listed in the game. He's a slashing 4, but I feel like this represents that just as well, and I feel like you get a little bit more badges and a better overall build this way. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the badges I would throw on this build. Overall, the biggest downside of this build is not having any shooting badges. You didn't touch your shooting stats, but you got to understand that with this build, shooting is not what you're trying to do. Now, I'm going to put this on quick draw just to at least have it on bronze, so that way we can possibly make our shots. But I mean, like, if you were to hit legend with this build, or you know, have a good jump shot that you understand and know the timing of, you should honestly be fine. Now, I know this build, this would be like a glass cleaning lock shooting from a corner. Like, as long as some people have dimer and floor general, you should be fine, to be 100% honest. Playmaking badges here is I'm going to put quick first step here on gold. I know, like, I just feel like that is something you'd want. Now, we don't have a bunch of playmaking badges to choose from. I'm going to put bailout on bronze so we can pass out of, you know, layup attempts or things like that. I'm also going to add unpluckable up to silver. You could put that up to gold. I feel like that is something that would be good. Now, also, the other ones that I'm going to throw in here is I'm going to put Dream Shake and Post Spin Technician. Now, another badge that you definitely could put if you didn't want Post Spin Technician or Unpluckable as high is put Downhill on gold. Because this build, it's not extraordinary fast, but you're bigger than most people. You'll be able to body guards. Like, you'll be able to just push them out of the way. So getting Downhill on gold, you'd be like a freight train running at the rim. Like, your driving dunk is so high, your strength is so high, you'll be able to push pretty much anyone out of the way. So this is what I would do, some sort of this. I would suggest using downhill. At least try it and see how it works with this build, and you could just leave those other ones on silver too if that's what you wanted, but quick first step would be the one that I would leave on gold no matter what. That's what I do for those playmaking badges though. When it comes to the finishing badges, contact finisher on Hall of Fame is a no-brainer. You're obviously going to use that. Now, fancy footwork, I'm going to throw up to gold. That's a cheesy badge. Everyone should have that on any you know, sort of build that you have, no matter even if it's as a shooter. You should still have it if you have the opportunity to, you know, because hop steps and euro steps and things like this here are completely broken. I'm going to put Giant Slayer on gold. I'm going to put Relentless on silver, Slithery on silver, and Consistent on silver. Now, what you could do with these is, I think on Zion's actual build, he has Showtime on Hall of Fame. I would not put it on Hall of Fame. You could, I guess, if you pick Slashing Takeover. I would suggest trying it and seeing how much it helps your Takeover boost. But what you could do is, I'm just going to hire up some of these other badges, and I'm also going to put Acrobat here on bronze. I like having Acrobat, at least on bronze. I feel like it helps, especially pairing that with Fancy Footwork. Overall, I feel like those are good badges to have together. Now, with these last two, I'm going to hire up Giant Slayer to Hall of Fame, and we're going to put Slithery on gold. That's just my opinion, and if you want, you could throw Lob City Finisher on. I feel like with this build, you could use it, but really, I catch as many lobs with my point guard that's 6'5", and I don't even have this, and my driving dunk is like an 87. So I really don't think it's necessary, but if you want, you can go ahead and do that if you feel like you're having trouble catching lobs or people aren't throwing as good of passes. But this is what I would do for those finishing badges, guys. And now for these defensive badges. With these guys, there's multiple things you can do with this. I'm going to put Intimidator on Hall of Fame. I feel like that is something you're going to want. Obviously, that is a no-brainer. We have so many defensive badge options with this build. It really depends how you want to play and who you're playing with. I'm going to put Clamps on gold. You can put it higher, though. It's really personal preference. Now, I'm going to put Pickpocket on bronze. I'm going to put Pick Dodger on bronze. I feel like you should at least put them on. You don't need to go much higher than silver for those. Now, I'm going to put Chase Down Artist on gold. Zion has a bunch of Chase Down blocks. I'm also going to put Rim Protector on gold. You could throw it on Hall of Fame if you'd like. That'd be a good option. I'm going to put Interceptor on bronze. I want to be able to pick passes off with this build. Rebound Chaser is something I feel like you want for this build. You could make a case, honestly, for every single one of these defensive badges. Overall, all of these defensive badges you could make a case for. I'm going to be 100% honest. You could say, oh, you don't need that one doesn't define Zion, but I feel like defensively, you can make a case for every single one of these, no matter what. I have these last two left. I'm going to put brick wall on bronze. I feel like Zion should have brick wall. He's a big dude. He's 285 and 6'6". He should have brick wall. He's a big guy. So now with this last one, I'm going to put Trapper on bronze, but you can do whatever you'd like with that. And I'm also going to put Rim Protector on Hall of Fame. You could take that, you could even put Moving Truck on. Realistically, you could go ahead and put any of these defensive badges. Make a case for every single one, to be 100% honest. But it really comes down to your play style and how you like to play. Overall, I feel like though this demonstrates how Zion actually plays, and you could go ahead and mix around these defensive badges and feel, try to figure out what you think works best for you and how you like to play the game. But I feel like this is some of the good defensive badges you can put on the Zion Williamson build here in NBA 2K20, guys. And if you guys want to see more NBA 2K20 player builds like this, please subscribe to the channel, guys. But anyways, it's been King Clutch here. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video. Anyways, have a great rest of your day and peace out, guys. Thanks.